welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Karina Joy and I talk about books on this channel. Today I am going to basically just talk about my summer reading plans. Okay, so I am in this mood, first of all, to finish things I haven't started, and second of all, to read graphic novels and manga. So I figured the summertime would be a fantastic time to do both of those things, along with a couple of readathons and things like that. I don't know, I might be too ambitious yet again, but we're just gonna go with it and see where I get. So, first of all, what I am trying to do this summer is work a little bit more on annotating my Bible. I have this Bible, which I absolutely love. Rose gold is like my favorite. And so when I saw this, I had to have it. So it has rose gold foiling on the edges, which is incredibly worn out, but I have been really enjoying annotating as a way of studying. And so I really want to work my way through the Bible. Obviously, this is a very long project. It will take me a very long time, but I will give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is what my annotating looks like. If you are interested in my process and how I do it and where I got my ideas from and all of those things, I will gladly do a video for you that is dedicated, but I don't want to take up the time in this video to do that. So I will be working on, I think I'm going to start, I still have to finish Zechariah. I was reading it and I started annotating it. And so I want to finish that. But then when I get done with Zechariah, I really want to do the New Testament. And so I'll probably start with Matthew and go all the way through until I'm done. Or if I get bored, not really bored, but if I change my mind and I want to go a different route, I can do that as well. Because it's going to take me a while. And I'm just going to do what it is I want to do at the time and what I feel led to do. So I'm excited to get into that more this summer. Okay, so I have several books that I started like last summer, and they're all very good books. I just have not finished them. And so I really want to work on getting through those and finishing them so that come fall, I can feel like I have a fresh start and do whatever it is that I want to do. So the first one that I am going to work on is Great Expectations. I have actually read about half of this edition when I was a teenager and I never did finish it. And I am struggling this go around as well. I have read that much since last summer and I don't know. I don't want to DNF it because I know it's a beloved story for a lot of people, and it's not that I don't like the story, it's that classics take me a whole lot longer to work through. And so yeah, that's where I'm at with this one. I want to read it this summer, so I'm going to possibly, I might like go through here and see how many pages I would need to read to get done by the end of August, you know, something like that per day. But I want to get done with this one. Then I have this one. This is a nonfiction. It's called Close to Shore. I started it last July because we did a Shark Week unit study in our homeschool and I wanted a book to read for myself, and there is nothing wrong with this book. It is actually it's a narrative nonfiction, and so I actually really enjoy the writing and I'm enjoying learning about this time in history and lots of things about sharks and all of that. I just have been reading it very slowly. And so I want to finish this summer so that I can move on with some other nonfiction books as well. The other book that I want to try to finish this summer is Volume 1 in The Christian in Complete Armor by William Grinnell. This is, I would have to say, one of the best Christian living books that I have ever found. It was written by a Puritan back in the 1700s, I believe. No, back in the 1600s. And it is put into modern day language so that we can understand it better, but it is just filled with so much good advice. And so I really want to finish Volume 1 so I can move on through the 3 volumes by the end of the year. Okay, so those are all of the books that I've started and I want to finish. I feel like I can do that by the end of summer. I tend to count September into summer because here in Texas, it really does not feel like fall until toward the end of October. And so usually my brain thinks June to September for summer. So that is my goal, is to get done with those by the end of September. And I think I can do that. My next thing that I want to talk about is this series of books right here. These are called Space Boy, and they are by Stephen McCraney's. I might have said that wrong, but these are a sci-fi graphic novel, and I'm halfway through the first one. I am loving them, not to mention the spines of these books and how they line up, and it's just beautiful. These are all library books. I got them at the same time, and I had to pick them all up because I loved the spines. And I was hoping that I would love the series because eventually I would like to own them all. I have 10. There's actually, right at the moment, I think there's 14, and I have a feeling that there will be more throughout. But this is about a girl who grew up in deep space, and her dad was a miner on some far off space station, and he ends up getting fired because of some accident that happened at work, and he has to leave the space station. And so they go into like a cryogenic sleep, and they have to be transported back to Earth, which takes 30 years. And so 30 years go by, so she wakes up as a teenager, but 30 years has passed, and her best friend is still on the space station. 30 years have passed for her, and it just sounds like an amazing read. So far, halfway through, I have really enjoyed it, and I plan on reading all 10 of these from the library by the June. I don't know, that might be too ambitious, but I'm gonna try. The next series that I would like to finish by the end of June is this manga series that I've started reading. This is the 2nd volume. I already read the first one. I believe I've already talked about it, and I will link my recent reads video up above so that if you want to hear about it, you can. This is super cute. It's called Ascendance of a Bookworm. I have volumes 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it is about a girl who was a college student. She absolutely adored books, and she actually got killed by her books falling on her. And as she was dying, she prayed that God would, if she were to be reborn, that she would be put into a place where she could read books to her heart's content. And she got born into a place where books are very expensive and extremely rare. And she has a goal that she is going to make books more accessible for everybody. So I'm excited. I think there's like 20 of these. I'm not sure if that's the end of the whole series, but I'm excited to read more than just these 5, but these 5 I will read by the end of June, hopefully. Okay, so if you watched my last video, which was just a very short one before I went on vacation, I talked about Battle of the Books. Now, this will start in July, and we will be reading A Midsummer's Night's Dream. A Midsummer's Night's Dream. Now, I keep saying that wrong. We will be reading A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. Now, this is the July book. I'm splitting this up into 2 months just to make it a little easier on myself. I don't know, when I give myself a month time frame, even though I can easily read a book within a month, I get anxious, and I don't know. So I'm giving myself 2 months to do this Battle of the Books. It will be this one, and then I also will be doing Midsummer's Mayhem. This is a retelling of this one, and I'm excited to compare the two and see which ones I like better and all of that. If you want to join in, I will read this one in July and this one in August, and we will have all sorts of fun discussing which one is better and which one we liked more. So there's that. So another thing I'd like to do this summer is read this book with my husband. This is his favorite movie, Anatomy of a Murder. This is a movie that was made in the 1950s, and Jimmy Stewart is the main character, and we've watched this movie, I want to say probably at least 30 times, maybe more. But it's just a really good movie. So I found this book when I was in Wyoming, and I picked it up for him, and I would like to read it this summer with him as well. We have been planning on doing some mystery reading together because that genre is one that we both really enjoy. My husband is not big on fiction, but he does enjoy a good mystery, and so I thought it would be fun just to kind of bond a little bit over a book that goes with his favorite movie. So I want to get to that this summer as well. I am in the middle of a study in Scarlet, and I really want to finish this one. I guess this should have gone with the books I'd like to finish section, but here we are at the almost end of the video talking about it. But I really just want to finish this, so I'm giving myself to the end of September to finish this one. If you've been around for very long, you know that I absolutely love short stories. I have been working through this collection of Brothers Grimm fairy tales, and I really don't want to stick on this for much longer. So I'm going to try really hard to get this done as soon as possible so that I can move on to some of my other really fun short story collections. Now, that being said, they're short stories. If I get bored with this one, I might just pick up another collection and read 1 or 2 stories at a time. I don't have to complete this one, but being the type of personality I am, I want to get this one done, so I'm gonna try. And that brings me to the last book that I would like to try to get to. Now, this comes with a contingency. I really like, and I really try to finish a book within a genre before I move on to another book within that same genre, because it just kind of keeps me motivated. If it's a book that I am going to finish, it kind of pushes me to finish it quicker so I can move on to another one that I want. Either that or I DNF it and move on to that one. I'm not the type of person that has to finish a book if it's just not something I want to read. And so this 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. I would love to get to this book this summer. This cover just gives me summer vibes. Plus, I live close to the ocean and I love the beach and all of those things during the summer. And so I just really want to read this. I think it will be great. But I need to try to get done with Great Expectations first. So if I finish this one, I'm going to move on to this one. If I decide to DNF this one, this is the next one I'm picking up. So that's there because I'd like to try to get to it. Okay, so that is my reading plans for this summer. Actually, no, I forgot. Yeah, I am going to do a deep dive in July with Jane Austen. Jane Austen July is coming up, and like an idiot, I did not look up the hosts beforehand. So what I will do is I will list their channels here and I will link their announcement videos down in the bottom. But I actually got the inspiration for this readathon from Jack at Spread Book Joy. She just talked so passionately about it. I have only read about half of Pride and Prejudice. I've seen several movies that are adapted from Jane Austen's works. So I'm not extremely familiar with her works, but I'm excited to just kind of dive in. I already have a cart full of things on Amazon that I'm going to spoil myself with, which you will get to see an unboxing for in July sometime. But I'm going to just dive in and have fun. So if all of this gets like put on the back burner for July and all I do is Jane Austen, I'm fine with that. Or if I get tired of Jane Austen and I want to add some other things, I've got these things to work on. Not to mention, I have a ton of graphic novels through Hoopla and Scribd that I want to get to if I have time. And then I plan on going to the library several times this summer and just grabbing some things to look at, maybe do some try chapters, all of those things. Also in August, I plan on doing a read along. This will be in August and September, and it will be a read along of The Last Sin Eater by Francine Rivers. And I will definitely be updating you as we get closer to that, but that's just kind of like at the end of summer. So I wanted to mention it because it is part of my summer plans, but I will give you more details later on that one. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would love it if you would comment below with some of your summer reading plans, and I will see you in the next video.